Hi guys, and welcome back to cryptochesterg. I'm here today to talk to you about SUI blockchain. Now this asset has been doing extremely well throughout this whole bull market here, and I'm going to be covering this from a technical analysis perspective, a fundamental perspective, and also looking at price prediction to see how high this asset could be going in the coming months or so, and how much money you could be making buying into this and simply just holding it or potentially trading it. We're going to look at the chart and see what we can actually come up with here. So let's talk about this fundamentally to start us off. So SUI layer 1 blockchain, it is claiming to be basically the best layer 1 blockchain out there, and we will talk about its features very, very shortly, okay? You've got the most innovative companies they're already building here on SUI blockchain, okay? I'm talking Alibaba, okay? I'm talking big, high blue chip companies like that. And let's talk about sort of why SUI is basically the fastest blockchain on earth right now. Okay, so you can zero gas fees paid by the user through the sponsored transaction feature. Okay, massive, massive, massive USP there that I don't think I've seen any other blockchain offering zero gas fees. Unbelievable stuff. Transactions per second, 97,000 transactions per second, claiming the fastest blockchain on earth. Now, one thing about the fastest blockchain on earth and the volume produced through a blockchain like SUI, which is getting a lot of transactions at the moment, you can see here on the right hand side, it might just cut you off on this video here, but you can see that the orange is going up, okay, and that's transactions per epoch here, and then you've got the average gas fee per transaction. So it's basically the number of transactions going up. You can see 20 million, 40 million, 60 million. This is continuously rising here, but the average gas fee per transaction is staying pretty stagnant, guys. It's not going up. Whereas if you look at like Ethereum, for example, if the network gets really congested, the gas fees just keep going up and it's absolutely awful, okay? So it's a very, very unique factor here and a unique thing that SUI has got going on. They've got 8 million activated wallets, and you can see they've already got total value locked $1.28 billion. Basically giving them a very, very solid, essentially a floor price. The asset can't go below because people continuously are locking the supply. Okay, so let's really get into the nitty gritty. Why is this the best blockchain? One of the things that has stood out to me most recently is how easy it is for the onboarding of Web 2 to Web 3 users. That's one of the biggest things, and the hardest things in crypto that a lot of blockchains are trying to tackle. Now, the one thing that is a continuous problem is creating wallets. You've got to write down your seed phrases. You've got to do all this. It's quite confusing for someone who's not very crypto savvy. You've got to download Phantom. You've got to create a wallet, write down your seed phrase. But no, don't take a photo of your seed phrase. Don't write it on your computer. You have to write it with a piece of paper on a pad or whatever and store it like that. Otherwise, there's a security risk. So it's a whole thing, right? And this scares new Web 2 users. Okay, it really does. What SUI has done, they've utilized the creation of wallets, Web 3 wallets, with web credentials. Now, what that means, guys, is you can actually create wallets with your Google account, your Facebook account, your Twitch, whatever sort of account they offer here. You can actually create Web3 wallets and transact with those wallets. That's revolutionary, guys. It's unbelievable stuff. When the real bridge from these blue chip companies like Apple, like Google, when the bridge to Web3 actually officially happens globally, what's going to be the leading blockchain? Where the wallets are created with your specific accounts. Okay, so that's a massive, massive unique selling point that SUI has covered here, which is very, very impressive here. Okay, they're obviously hosting loads of events. They've got loads of different niches. They've got GameFi. They've got many, many different things here on their chain. So yeah, just a little summary there of why SUI is succeeding so much. And let's really get into the chart, and let's get into the update here for SUI, and let's get into a final price prediction, because I know you guys are itching for to see how much money you could be making simply holding this asset. Talking of making money, if you guys want to actually make money, I'm going to give you some free money right now, okay? It's super, super simple. I've partnered up with BingX. All you need to do is sign up to BingX using the link below, and you will get a share of $5,000. You don't need to deposit. You don't need to trade. All you need to do is sign up. It's simple. Free money. $5,000. There you go. I'll leave the link in the description. Now into the SUI chart. Let's get into a SUI update. So in the last day, SUI has lost 2.78% in terms of value. Okay, it's down 2.78% with a market cap of $13.23 billion, currently priced just shy of $4. Let's look at the 7-day. Get ready for it. Bang, 24% in gain, consolidating over the last sort of 3 or 4 days here in this sort of range between 426 and 381. Multiple touches on this lower side as well. And we will get into the chart very shortly, guys. I know you're itching to see the chart, to see a trade or see a price prediction. Just wait very patiently, okay? And on the monthly, it's up 70% as well. So it's doing very, very well. It is 11th in the race of all cryptocurrencies right now, and you can see it's trailing behind other layer ones like ADA, like Solana, like Tron. Okay, it's trailing behind by quite a substantial amount. Okay, so basically this is showing there's plenty of room for growth for this asset. Okay, so I would be putting this as an underpriced market cap right now, especially in this market. Okay, we've obviously seen this thing grow over the last sort of 6 to 12 months or so, guys. You can see this thing has just been absolutely exploding ever since it launched. Bottomed at around 35 cents, now sailing at around $3.97. Let's really get into this chart and let's see what we're looking at. This is what we call a lovely, healthy chart. Okay, it is a bit up and down. It does fluctuate a bit, but it's still holding common macro market structure, and that is what we look for here. Okay, you can see we've got a low, you can see we've got higher low, you can see we've got higher high, you can see we've got another higher high just about there, higher low, new higher high coming through, and now we're coming down to set a potential higher low again. Now the most recent higher low here for this uptrend, guys, is actually down here, believe it or not. So as long as we're above $1.59 for this asset, we're still in a macro bullish trend. Okay, so that's sort of what we're looking out for now in terms of the macro. Let's really zoom in and let's look at potential areas for concern and potential areas for profit. Okay, so of course we've got these very obvious trend lines. This is obviously a massive level of support that we have tested twice recently at the start of April, and from there it's been absolutely explosive in terms of growth. Now the key areas, I guess all-time high that I'm looking out for here at the moment for resistance, only natural we have resistance as all-time high, guys, is that $5.36. Okay, if we can get to that sort of level, I'd expect consolidation or at least a bit of it's not going to be parabolic. Okay, we're going to have a bit of resistance from that point. I do not doubt that. Previous price action, we actually we got rejected quite heavily here for around 18%, a few times up and down there. So we need to be very vigilant of that area. And secondly, guys, you can see these volume weighted average true range bands. They are very important. You can see we get rejected off them quite a lot, and they are they've got great confluence when trading. Okay, and right now we're basically sat on them. Okay, this is the daily chart. You've got the 3-day, you've got the 12-hour, and you've got the 4-hour. Okay, so if we look at the 12-hour for a second, we have been consolidating basically on this area for quite a long time now. Okay, the last sort of 3-4 days here, sat on the 12-hour volume weighted ATR band, not quite going up there, but we need to be very vigilant. If we do get a close below it, we're likely to see a bit of downside. Okay, it's absolutely fine. After pumping like 90% or something stupid, we need to see downside. Okay, that would be the point of concern. Now, the point of bullishness here is getting back above the 4-hour. If we get above the 4-hour volume weighted ATR band here, guys, and we start seeing candle body closes above $4.17, I would expect a nice smooth pump, pretty much parabolic like we have seen in previous price action, up to the daily volume weighted ATR band at $4.92. Now we need to be vigilant of the daily, okay? On pretty much all assets, guys, there is some sort of price action, some sort of fluctuation using this this asset, okay? Especially if we go parabolic, it's very, very likely we do see quite heavy rejections from that area. So we need to be vigilant of that, okay? I'm not saying we're going to be shorting this like crazy. I'm just saying be vigilant of it, okay? If you're into this hodl, the next target point would be well above that. It would actually be above all-time high, and it would be this trend line for around 85% to the upside. Now, that will still be basically a 2x on our investment up to that basically $8 price point for SUI, okay? So that 2x will be at a $26 billion market cap. Now, let's talk price prediction. Let's see how high this thing could theoretically potentially go, okay? And I'm going to be using a few examples here, guys. You have to bear with me very shortly. Okay, so we're going to be looking at layer ones from April 2021, okay? And this, we basically just go to the ranking, and we'll go to, say, I don't know, ADA, for example, okay? One of the leaders in the space. Or actually, no, let's do Avalanche. Avalanche is actually below SUI right now, so that's an even better example. So if we look at Avalanche, and we look at the all-time high for Avalanche back in 2021, okay? $30 billion market cap. $30 billion, okay? And that is currently below SUI in today's market, right? So what does that tell us? It tells us that SUI can easily get to a $30 billion market cap at the height of this bull run. Remember, we're only just kicking off here for SUI. We're only just kicking off in this market. So yeah, it's a very, very high possibility that we're going to see SUI way above $30 billion. And that is going to be, well, it'll be a 3x from where we are now. And that's referencing SUI in its current position. Let's look at Solana from its current position in 2021, because that was a great comparison here. And you can see that was actually at around a $71 billion market cap. So SUI could potentially here, I'd probably put it around 60 billion, maybe for this, maybe even higher, you know, maybe even higher, probably 60, 70 billion, you know. So that's probably going to be, I'm confident and safe to say a 5x from where we currently are now is completely achievable. I would love to know your thoughts on this in the comment section, guys, and whether you think that I'm being a bit outlandish, or you think that I'm losing my mind here and I've got this completely wrong. But I do think comparing this to, I mean, a $20 SUI is completely achievable, in my opinion. Comparing this to AVAX, comparing it to Solana in 2021, and that's not even talking about how many users this current bull market's going to have, all the other bullish fundamentals, ETFs, everything like that, Trump supporting crypto. There's so many things that are really, really pushing this market up right now, and we've never seen anything like this before, and that is why I think SUI at $20 is completely achievable. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Drop it a like if you like SUI, and let me know in the comment section what you thought of this video. And just remember, if you want some free money, go sign up to Bing X. You can actually just get a share of this $5,000 for doing absolutely nothing. Thank you ever so much for watching. Peace out for now, and I'll see you in the next one.